Hi, everyone. This is Thomas Schankler from the Magid Games team. Today, I'm joined by Kirsten Madsen, and today we're going to be talking about live service games and how doing research for those types of games might be a little different than some of our traditional games research. So to start it off, Kirsten, when we sort of define what we think of when we're talking about like live service games.
Yeah, absolutely. We talk about this all the time, and it seems like live service games are really kind of starting to take over everything slowly but surely, as kind of the benefits and the interesting parts about them start working their way into more traditional games. So other than traditional games with the beginning and an end that you think of where there's levels you can win, live service games are this more extended experience, whether it's through daily and weekly quests. These have been part of the gaming world for a very long time, going back to WoW and extended games that are about kind of daily, weekly engagement. They allow you to kind of build a deeper relationship with the game over an extended period of time, with elements like I said, daily, weekly quests, battle passes that keep you engaged throughout seasons, regular updates that are adding fresh content to the game on a regular basis.
Yeah, I think it's kind of cool how games are sort of trying to figure out ways to keep you in for longer. And part of that just means adding more content, giving more things that players are able to engage with. But what's that meant for us as a research company, it's changed sort of the game a little in that, traditionally we might do sort of pre-launch research work, maybe post-launch research work, but those will just be snapshots in very specific times, right? But with a live service game, you're constantly having to do research. You're having to understand sort of how these little tweaks, things you're adding into the game can impact player perceptions. And I know from a quantitative perspective, it's kind of cool. We only talk about sort of big numbers like NPS or satisfaction scores, but now we're able to get a very specific read on specific things that get added and how they're impacting people's perceptions around the game. On the qualitative side, that's also got to be kind of cool. You get to talk a little more about that journey.
No, and having extended longitudinal research about live service games that are constantly changing and evolving allows you to ask questions that are much more not just focused on do you like this, yes or no, but are much more tactical. And it's like, what is it about this new feature that stands out to you? And really digging into people's experiences with a new feature or new content or some other tweaks been made to the game, and getting beyond just satisfaction and do you like this, yes or no, and going into the why. Like with qualitative research, we're able to have kind of more deeper, more extended relationships with these consumers and understand how their attitudes toward a game or toward a specific part of a game change over time, and change as a game goes in a different direction and as things evolve.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of interesting too, because that it's both the expectations from the players but also the developers, where the players are expecting things to be changing in their game, right? They're expecting things to be updated, new content to be added, and developers should have the equal expectation that they're going to get that feedback from players, because sometimes people all they're able to do is look on social media, see what the general sentiment to a new ad thing. So the importance of research is that much higher, so that you can get that constant stream of sort of, that player feedback.
Yeah, and more importantly, player feedback that encompasses a wide range of perspectives and that is detailed and that is action oriented. You mentioned like player expectations. I think live service games have, because you used to go to a store, buy a game, and it was the finished game and it would never ever change. I know Thomas here still plays Super Smash Brothers Melee. That game will never change, and there's benefits to that. But with live service games, people expect, because it can change, it will change. And if they have something that they want to change or adjust, they want to be heard and they want developers to understand their perspectives. And it's really harder to be a developer now than probably ever, because the expectations are high. And so looking at social media is one thing, catching, the views of kind of big players in the community, but more extended, detailed research, qualitative, quantitative, on a regular pace can help kind of cut through the noise of social media, not just hearing the loudest voices, but a wide range of voices from across the live service game community to get, actionable feedback that can positively impact the entire community.
Yeah, no, I think that what you mentioned there, the actionable feedback thing is the important part. If you're just looking at social media or just sort of doing a traditional, let's say, post-launch research, you're just getting that after the fact answers in terms of like what you could have been doing instead. With live service games, it's more important than ever to be talking before, during, after all of those stages to be able to capture that entire sort of customer journey or player journey, as it were, through any changes that come through a game.
Yeah, it's not just a moment in time, and it's not just a specific tweet that has gained traction. It is kind of reliable, detailed feedback that can really move to positive change.
Well, we like talking about this kind of thing all the time. So if anyone would like to discuss any further, please feel free to reach out. We would love to chat. Thank you.